It's a lovely Wednesday evening. Good evening. You're live on Kwese TV. My name is Fiifi Anaman. This is Sports Extra. We're live on TV, interactive on social media. Hashtag is Extra Live across all platforms: Facebook, Twitter, and indeed Instagram. Wednesday nights are for the Storyteller story series. Here we sit with a journalist, a sports journalist at that, and learn about their journey through their highs, through their lows. Tonight on the episode, we have a very interesting guest in that he used to sit right here on the seat hosting this very show. Let's have a look at this video. We'll come back and we'll do a conversation.
They call me HH. This show is proudly brought to you by Tigo. You know what they say about Tigo? They say, express yourself. Tigo, remember, is the only network that gives you the opportunity to express yourself as much as you'd want. 027 is Tigo, as well as 057 is Tigo Plus. Tigo has a very innovative product, and that innovative product is the...
Familiar show, familiar face, familiar set. Our guest tonight, Hussein Hassan, HH. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Fiifi.
How you doing?
Anaman. Charlie, Adeo.
Look, I must say that before I came to host the show, I was a big fan of the show. And of course, you were one of the regular hosts of it. I used to watch you all the time. And it's a pleasure to finally have you
Charlie,
on to talk about your journey.
Thank you very much. I am humbled.
So let's talk about Sports Extra. Let's start from Sports Extra. How did you come to host the show?
It was a journey. You know, I had known or met Nuti Fafata,
right,
who is the executive producer of the show. I've known him for a very, very long time. So it was a process. I came through as a producer of the show. After I had left multimedia to pursue further education, you know, my schedules at multimedia was not going to allow me to be in school and be at work at the same time. So I was looking out for something that would be a bit more flexible, you know, and Notifafa provided me that opportunity to work with the AE media and also to, you know, school at the same time. So I started as a producer of the show, went through it all the way to becoming the host of the show.
Right. So how was the experience? Walk us through the first night that you sat on set to present Sports Extra.
The first day, Joseph Hansen was the regular host before I became the regular host. So there were points when Joseph would be unavailable, and then I would step in. And so when I came to host it as the regular host, it wasn't too new. Although first day becoming the regular host of the show came with all of its responsibilities. But I mean, I think it fit in a bit too smoothly. I don't think I had a lot of issues fitting into the show. And then I never looked back since, as they say.
Now, you started your sports journalism quite a while back. How did it all start for you, and why sports journalism?
I think ever since I was a kid, maybe, and I'm not saying this because of the cameras, ever since I was a kid, I felt this is what I wanted to do. You know,
sports journalism in
particular.
I
wanted to be a sports journalist or a sports presenter. I just loved the people who did sports.
And who are some of those people you admired?
Of course, you know Kwabena Yeboah. Of course, you know Carl
the writer.
Tifo. Of course, you know Michael Otieje.
Right.
You know, so these were the people. So when I started, I mean, at a very tender age, I would sit by the television with my pen and paper, taking down the names of footballers that Kwabena Yeboah would be mentioning, and the price tags for which they were sold or bought and all that. So, and Carl Tifo had this show called, I think it was Milo Sports Quiz. I made sure every Saturday I sat by the TV to watch that show, because I would take cues from the questions and answers and everything. You know, so at that age, I was like the go-to person when it came to sports, even amongst my peers in school and even at home. And they gave me the name Kwabena Yeboah.
Oh,
yeah, when I was very little. So for me, I had always wanted to do this. So after secondary school, I was looking out for opportunities.
Secondary school at WAS, right?
Yes, at WAS, West Africa Secondary School, yes. And so I was looking out for opportunities. And then I came across a gentleman who introduced me to Mohammed Amin Lamte at Metro TV. Mohammed Amin Lamte was then presenting a show called Metro TV, was a Metro Sports Highlights. So I became a research person for him on the show. And then, you know, like they say, I did it for a while. And then I had admission at the Accra Polytechnic, now the Accra Technical University. So I got admission there, and because of my schedules, I couldn't go to do research work for Mohammed Amin Lamte. Just about around that time, I met Nutifafa Atta, and I was introduced to Nutifafa by, we had the same barber, Mijay.
Oh.
You know, yeah, you know Mijay?
Yes.
Okay, so I was introduced to Nutifafa, and then, I mean, that was just it. One day when I got back from school, in 2006, I think in December, when I got back from school, I had a call. I missed a call from Nutifafa. He had called me that there was a match of the day show on TV3, but it was going to be a host, guest, and then an audience. So I should go be a part of the audience to get the feel and experience of it. So I got there. Fortunately for me, and unfortunately for them, the audience didn't turn up.
Wow.
So it was just, I remember very well, Kojo Frempong, Michael Etieje, Victor Hagan, a very good friend of mine who is now a dentist at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. There was one other person and myself. So the producer, Michael, told me to go and come another day for something of the sorts. But, you know, typical Kojo Frempong. No, I mean, no. Charlie, the guy is already here. Let him come and sit on the set. Charlie, make we do that thing, Charlie. So he called me back and he says he loved my name, Hussein Hassan. So, I mean, I was standing there looking at what was happening. The sets were being arranged, and it felt like I was having a dream. Charlie, you were going to be on TV for the first time, you know. So
this was TV3.
This was TV3 in 2006.
Wow.
So December, I think. So I got on set, and I mean, the nerves and everything. After the very first question, I settled, and that was just it. So after the show, Kojo Frempong was like, Charlie, you're good. Speak to the producer to get you a few more shots, you know. So I spoke to the producer, and fortunately for me, there was this other show, Sports Hour, on TV3, hosted by yours truly, Nutifafa. So the producer spoke to Nutifafa, and of course Nutifafa already knows me and knew what I could do. So Nutifafa agreed for me to be on the show. So I was on TV on Thursday, and then on Saturday, I was on TV again. And I mean, that was just it. It was really exciting. And you know, a schoolboy on TV, every other Saturday I would go to TV3 to do the La Liga show. And you know, it came with all that. When your mates saw you in school, there was the fans, and you intentionally attend lectures late because the moment you enter the class, there's going to be, you know, the roar that's, you know, the TV stars in class and all that, you know. So it was a good one. Wow. And let me tell you a story about there was this lady that I was trying to toast
at the university,
at the Accra Polytechnic, that I was struggling with. You know, Nanaya, I remember her name very well. I mean, she'd be like that, like this, be like that, be. The first day that I appeared on TV.
This was on TV3? On TV3. For that show you talked about?
On TV3. Nanaya called me that night.
Wow.
And I was like, what? The magic of TV.
Turn the fortunes around.
I mean, turn the fortunes around, you know. So, I mean, it has been generally an exciting dream.
So you finished Accra Technical University, and then you still knew Nutifafa, so you did stuff for him.
Yeah.
And then you ended up at Multimedia at a point.
I ended up at Multimedia after the Accra Technical University to do my national service.
Right.
And
in the sports department?
In the sports, no, in the marketing and distribution department.
Oh.
Because Nuti was at the time the head of sales, and so it was easier drafting me into it. And Nuti together with Doji and Ado.
Yes.
You know, I mean, they are my people. You know, so they've been very influential in my journey. You know, so Nuti Fafa drafted me in there. I worked with the marketing and distribution department for about a year, and because it was new, there were no sports people in there. So every time there was a sports event, I would be, and because I've had experience at TV3, I would be drafted into the panelists to discuss and all that. So after the national service, the program's head at the time, Abdullah Abu, requested that I join the sports department, and that was it. We are still speaking with Hussein Hassan. He used to host SportsXtra. He's been a journalist for over a decade. We'll be talking more about his career after this commercial break. But before we go, some good news for you. For a comprehensive and affordable health insurance package that gives your employees and families wider coverage and access to over 600 partner facilities, look no further. Choose Universal Health Insurance for all your health needs. Locate Universal Health Insurance on the first floor of the Health Plaza behind the First Sky Towers, Tema Community 25. Reach them on 0244934943, 0244908766, or online www.universalhealthinsurancegh.com. Universal Health Insurance is regulated by the National Health Insurance Authority. Lowest premium, quality health care. First commercial break right here on SportsXtra. We'll be back to finish our conversation. We're back on SportsXtra, still live on Kwese TV. My name is Fiifi Anaman. Still in the studio, we are speaking with Hussein Hassan, who is our guest for the Storyteller story series. Hussein, so we're talking about multimedia before we left. So after multimedia, of course, SportsXtra. Yeah, so after multimedia, because I wanted to do further studies, I worked with the AE Media, where Nuti Fafa, of course, is the executive producer. So there was SportsXtra. Initially, we were at TV3. Yes, TV3, and then moved to Viasat 1. So I'd say that probably Viasat 1 is where the openings all came. You know, a lot of good things happened with Viasat 1. I became the regular host of the show. And that was in 2014. I hosted the show for close to a year, and then I went on some break, and then came back in late 2015, and then 2016. Yeah, so it was a very good period here at Viasat 1. I mean, SportsXtra, and then this morning,
yes, I remember that transition
with Kokui and
so you did a 6 a.m. and then you did a 7 a.m.
and then 7 a.m. and then there was the
some
fuel
of the pictures
was good.
from you on
so
set.
This was SportsXtra in 2016. So this was this morning with Kokui and Patrice, and then, you know, I mean, the banter, the between us,
just the energy
on set and everything. I think most of us miss it. Anytime I speak to Kukui, she tells me she missed those days. Anytime I speak to Patrice, he also tells me he misses all that period. You know, with this morning and the SportsXtra and Joseph Hansen and all that. So it has been an exciting moment. Really,
that's you and Joseph Hansen.
So this. Me and Joseph Hansen, very good pick. I still keep this one.
Wow.
You know, it's one of the nicest pictures in my gallery. So you know, I still keep it.
What would you say was the hardest bit about hosting SportsXtra? What were some of the challenges that you went through?
I think that I mean, sometimes the very early morning, but there were times you mostly were really looking forward to it. You know, the fact that personally I had a personal conversation with my viewers. It was a personal thing. You know, the viewer at home, I felt like, you know, making the viewer at home have a feel of me talking to them personally, you know, and it was that thing that moved me every day, you know, to come present Sports Extra that early. And the fact that, I mean, you meet people and they tell you, you really inspire me. You know, I come from an area where people are not too privileged to be in positions like this. So people see you and they feel like really you are an inspiration. And, you know, the good feel about it is that I've been able to inspire people to go into journalism, you know, and want to be journalists, because they feel like, okay, I mean, this guy is from amongst us or one of us and has made such an impact, so I can also make such an impact.
To make such an impact. We're still speaking with Hussein Hassan right here on the Storyteller Story series. But before we continue the discussion, are you a betting expert? Join the Greatest Better Challenge on Bet Here 2 and win amazing prizes, including a 43-inch TV set, mobile phones, jerseys, as well as free bets and branded souvenirs. Simply join this challenge by placing a multi-bet, and if your winning bet has the highest odds, you top the leaderboard. The top 10 players with the highest odds at the end of the month will be awarded. Bet Here 2 Greatest Better. The challenge is on. Bet Here 2, play to win. Let's talk about your new fitness club that you recently inaugurated. What was the idea behind it?
Okay, so while I was leaving Sports Extra in 2017, you know, I was in school. I went to do my MBA at the University of Professional Studies in Total Quality Management. And at the time, I was considering leaving full-time journalism or sports journalism. So I was going to leave Sports Extra at the end of the year. So I was looking out for something that would still keep my sporting interests, you know. So the idea struck that I should take up jogging. So I started jogging in my neighborhood. You know the neighborhood, yes. And
I've seen you jogging.
Yeah, we've met there quite a number of times. I beg your pardon. We've met there quite a number of times. So I took it up one Sunday morning. I think it was on the 30th or 31st of December. I went out jogging and I met a friend, a photographer friend. So he decided to take some shots of me jogging. He took the shots, later sent me the photos, and I uploaded on one page that I was.
So that's you jogging?
yeah, exactly. You know, so these were the shots Kwame Owusu he took. So I posted these pictures on Basis of Ghana page, and then I had a number of people, you know, commenting on it. One particular person suggested that we start a fitness club, you know, and then that was just it. One person amongst us took up the role of, you know, calling up everyone and organizing people. So we had our first meeting at the Accra Mall, and then that was just it. It just started. And within a very short period, what we've been able to achieve as a fitness club is immense. You know, we brought people from all walks of life at the Wembley Sports Complex last Saturday. It was
for the launch.
For the launch, it was a spectacle. It was a great event.
These are some of the pictures
so
from the Bisa Fitness Club.
Yes, so we had the former sports minister Mustafa Ahmed. We had the Zongo minister also attending. We had the assistant coach of the Black Stars, Ibrahim Tanko. We had all these men. Ibrahim Tanko happens to be our patron for the club, you know. So it has really been a great journey, and I feel so proud to be part of the Bisa Fitness Club family, and together we are going to do great things. I am inviting you to be a part of the Bisa Fitness Club. Come join us to train. You know, we are young people. We need to build ourselves up, grow our minds to build this nation. So I am inviting you and all other young people here to be part of us to train at the Accra Sports Stadium. But let me also take the opportunity to say a very good evening to members of the Bisa Fitness Club. They have been great towards this cause, and also the executives of the club who have done brilliantly, as well as the committee that led the launching of the club.
The Bisa Fitness Club launch last Saturday
Yes,
at the
Saturday.
Wembley Sports Arena in Kotobabi here in Accra. We're still speaking with Hussein Hassan. Now, just before we end the interview, this morning on Facebook, I realized you made an allusion to the fact that you have brought to an end your career in sports journalism. Why is that?
Maybe I would say a partial end to sports journalism. I would one way or the other.
After 13 years?
After 14 years.
14 years.
Yeah, and when I say 14, people feel, someone was asking me this morning, how old are you? I said, age doesn't matter.
Yes.
You know,
means you started.
Because I started very early. I started in my teens, so it was only natural that, you know, so it's not like I am too old, you know. You know, but it hasn't really come to an end. I'm sure I'll come back in one way or the other on TV, so you watch out for that. And but I brought it to an end to take up something different. I have found myself in academia now. I work with the University of Professional Studies. Let me say a very good evening to my sports marketing students. They are watching the show, you know, especially the weekend school. I will meet you this weekend.
Congratulations,
so, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So so I have taken up a different course, you know, and so I'm one person who believes that we have not got to be static in life.
You have to progress.
We
have to be dynamic.
Progress. We have to move. And after 14 years in one industry, you feel like, nah. And I've worked in 5 different media houses in that period. So it would tell you that I'm not the kind of person who would like to, you know, relax in a comfort zone. And I like to move on. I like to challenge myself, you know. And we thank God that he has brought us this far, like we say.
Congratulations, Hussein Hassan, who recently launched the Bisa Fitness Club and has brought to a partial end his career, 14 years in sport journalism. Now, we're just about signing out right here on tonight's edition of Sports Extra, specifically the Storyteller Story series. My name is Fiifi Anaman, but I will allow my guest to do the sign out for us the way that he always did it on Sports Extra. So Hussein, take it away.
Right, so this just about brings down the curtains here on Kwese Sports Extra. I am Hussein Hassan. Call me HH. Kun Fayakun. Have a good evening.
Them like Jerry Young rolling. Think I'm in a take no nonsense. Me love pretty girl like Yvonne Nelson. Drop it's like Sammy Forcing. Like a Superman Nelson, yeah, me like boxing.